Dick, 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 dick.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Windy City Digits podcast. I'm Carl. That's Vic. Thanks everyone for tuning in. How's it going, Vic?
It's going good, man.
Windy City Digits, this episode is going to be premiering on March 23rd. So, just
in the spirit.
I'm sure most of, in the spirit of our title, of our name, we'll feature some of our more famous number 23s. Right.
Let's go for it.
Let's start with number 23 for the Bears, Devin Hester.
Devin Hester,
return guy.
14 punt return TDs career-wise, man. Unbelievable.
Probably should be in the Hall of Fame.
Totally should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Who else you got?
Next one we're going to pull up is, let's see. Jermaine Dye, number 23, World Series MVP of 2005, championship White Sox.
Stud. I didn't pull up his stats, so go to the next dude.
Okay. So the next one we're going to go to.
You're doing Robin.
Let's see here.
Did you do?
Hang on a second.
Did you do Batman?
Let's go. There's the other famous 23 for the Chicago White Sox.
Batman.
Third baseman Robin Ventura, who was a one-time manager also for the White Sox. Most people remember him getting his ass kicked by Nolan Ryan.
That is right.
Also.
Almost hit 300 home runs for his career, by the way.
Yes. If he didn't have that gruesome injury when he was playing for the Mets.
Short of 2,000.
Shattered his ankle.
Short of 2,000 hits, yep.
Next one we're going to pull up here is, let's see, for the Northsiders.
Yeah.
Number 23, Ryan Sandberg.
Rhino.
Part of that.
No, it's Rhino. Rhino. You, buddy. 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove winner, 282 home runs, and Hall of Famer, buddy.
As a Sox fan, I'll admit that I did watch, and I did like when it was him in that leadoff, him in that number 2 spot with Bobby Dernier leading off.
Yeah, it was
that
fun,
1-2 combination. That was a pretty good team.
All right.
And then, hold on, one more. Yeah, of course, we can't forget the last one, right?
Front roll.
Of course, the GOAT, number 23, Michael Jeffrey Jordan for the Chicago Bulls.
You got it, man.
Multiple MVP, 6-time NBA champion.
And we were just looking up his stats from 1986, 87. 37 points a game he averaged, and then the next year 35. And then he tapered down, but 6 championships, man. All right, let's move on.
Do you think that'll, just real quick, do you think that'll ever happen again?
37 points a game?
Yeah.
Maybe with a team that's god-awful and they've got someone like Trae Young.
Okay. Maybe.
It's possible. Any record's possible now. I didn't think anybody was going to come close to Kareem. And then you got LeBron.
Right. So, all right. So let's move on. We're going to talk about Bears to start with today. A lot of moves lately. Again, I'm going to pull this up here on the screen here for us.
So I can start talking while you're pulling it up. Well, we lost on Ogunjobi, so people were disappointed by that, but we were able to pick out a couple other players.
Okay, so here's the question I have about that. Right, is that does that look bad on polls?
Well, that's what some people are saying. I mean, he had just had surgery, but how many football players have had surgeries before? And that's why you have physicals. I don't know. I hope not. I think he was trying to be aggressive there.
Here's what I think.
How many professional athletes have had surgeries, for crying out loud?
True, right? But this is like I'm wondering if the Bears learned their lesson from Tevin Jenkins.
I do think so.
They drafted him.
But they
drafted him. They said, "Oh, he's fine. He's great.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the back surgery. He's going to be just fine."
Out for the season.
And what? He's going to be with us like another year or two, right? He's probably not going to play much, right? And then he's going to get picked up by another team, and he's probably going to have a Pro Bowl career. Because that's what happens.
Tevin Jenkins, I don't know. We'll find out. But I mean, at least
we'll see how Tevin Jenkins is.
I'm excited about Kari Blasingame. A good tough fullback who I know people want protection for Justin Fields, but I think he does offer some value there in terms of the protection, because I think our running game, our running game, I don't know if they're the best blockers. Montgomery is. Well, but beyond that, who else is?
Look, it's hard to tell because with the way that Nagy ran the offense,
guys coming at
you got a single back offense with no one else blocking, and you're expecting the guys to block off hat on hat, 1-on-1, right?
Yeah.
And one guy breaks a block, and then you're expecting Montgomery to break tackles left and right. It'll be nice having a fullback in the game. I don't care if we don't go 3 wideouts every single time. I know if we're going traditional fullback, tight end, 2 wideouts, I'm good with that.
Me too. Let's wear the defense down. So then you picked up 2 other defensive linemen. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Justin Jones is a good one, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. I like the fact that he's being a little selective. Okay, they're not the sexiest names out there, but I think that he's picking players that will fit into. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, you said sexy, so I was like,
yeah, okay.
So keep going, man. Don't get all flustered.
I'm not. Don't worry about that. So look, I think that he did a good job of picking people that are going to fit into what we're trying to do. Unlike Pace, where he tried to pick players and then force them into whatever system we were trying to run.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I like this too. I'm concerned about the lack of offensive linemen that we're picking up. But it'll remain to be seen if we pick up some good O-line in the draft.
As long as we're not picking up like a 17-year veteran who was fishing at the time we picked him up, in Jason Peters, who could barely move. Right.
And then he started that last game instead of Tevin Jenkins. Oh, that was a joke by Nagy. Yeah. All right. So the Bears also, the name's not on here, had a QB visit.
Yes. Former Northwestern starting quarterback Trevor Siemian was brought in for a visit today. And there's a possibility if they sign him that Foles could be on the trading block.
Yes.
I think we need to trade Foles.
Cut the cord? You want to cut the cord there?
Because look, that was a Pace signing, right? Mm-hmm. He brought him in because he thought he was familiar enough with Nagy, and Foles is the famous guy that on the sideline said, "Look, this offense doesn't work, right? This play is not going to work, right? It's not going to work."
I love that when he did that, by the way.
Foles could be productive probably for someone other team as a backup. Look, I would rather us get someone as a backup, maybe not quite as mobile as Justin Fields, but you want to have someone that can move back there so you don't have to change the entire playbook. God forbid if Justin Fields should get hurt.
So you want someone closer to being mobile like Justin Fields?
I want someone that can run an RPO. I want someone that can run options.
Opposite.
Right?
Yeah, you said the opposite. But yeah, I agree with you. So I'm good with that, and hopefully it opens up some money too, because Trevor Siemian shouldn't be as much as Foles' contract was.
Yeah, and we should be able to get some draft picks back for
it does sound like Armstead got signed by the Miami Dolphins today.
5 years.
And we did have a Buffalo Bills offensive lineman visit us, but that'll be really hard to get that guy. I forget his name. So let's
real quick for the people out there that were frustrated about us not signing Armstead. If he got offered 5 years for either Dolphins or other teams, there's no way we were going to sign him because we were not going to offer 5 years to a guy that weren't hurt
and who's 31.
Yeah, that's not happening.
He's 31. Yeah, I agree. That would not work.
Yeah.
So Bears, we'll see what's going on with them in the next couple of weeks. Can't wait for the draft. That'll be exciting. And
Yeah,
now
I'm sure we'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks.
And now we have spring training. And what do you think about the Sox right now with spring training?
The biggest thing is that no one's hurt. Last year at this time, Eloy Jimenez got hurt trying to go for a ball over the left field wall that was like 40 feet over his head.
Did you see?
And tore his bicep.
Okay, somebody, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was him, but someone went for in center field. Who's their center fielder?
Lewis Robert.
He went up for a play today, so everybody on Twitter was like, "Not again."
Yeah, yeah.
He was fine.
I mean, I guess
he was fine. But
yeah, it's just so last year, already heading to the season, we already knew we were already down one guy. I like what I see so far. Like the attitude seems to be right. Everyone has that championship mode mindset. They are the number 2 team in the MLB power rankings behind the Dodgers.
Do you think does spring training record ever matter?
I don't know if it matters as much as how the guys feel when they're coming out of spring training. So far, it sounds like everyone's getting their work in. Everyone feels good as far as with the shortened training camp, spring training, and just the amount of work that they're getting in. Everyone seems to be comfortable with it. Everyone seems to have the right answers.
Giolito had a really good game. He pitched 3 innings today. 4 Ks.
Everyone seems to be doing well. Gavin Sheets seems to be doing well. Andrew Vaughn seems to be doing well. Tim Anderson. I mean, the lineup that they put out today. The lineup they put out today was kind of crazy and ridiculous. And they had Andrew Vaughn, who's basically an average / power hitter, batting 9th in the lineup.
He's hitting
which is crazy to me.
556 this summer. Wow.
556 for the spring, and then he's batting 9th in that lineup. And they played all starters today. It was their normal lineup. It was like Anderson, Jimenez, Moncada. I mean, everybody, Abreu, Harrison.
Yeah, Moncada's hitting 125, Jimenez 167. But it is that's where it's just spring training. I would be worried about that. Velasquez, one of the guys they picked up, pitched pretty well the other day too. So that's good news.
And the 2 guys that I think I'm really excited to watch play are Joe Kelly and Kendall Graveman. Those guys are just going to be. I don't know where they're going to fit in the bullpen because we're so loaded on the back end of our pitching staff in the bullpen. I don't know how often they're going to pitch or how often they're going to get in. But
you keep talking, buddy.
Literally, starters could go 5, right? You could bring Graveman in the 6th, Kelly in the 7th, right? Who's the other guy I'm thinking of? I don't know why I always forget this guy's name.
Okay, so go ahead. Here, why you think about it? Let me tell you this: Chuck Garfien or Garfien. Do you know him?
Garfien.
Do you know who he is? Garfien
from NBC Sports.
So Lucas Giolito, this is what was asked of him. What do you think about the White Sox bullpen? So he says,
"I saw this.
This is great.
I saw this.
The bullpen last year was like the dragon in the cave guarding the treasure, and it was like the knights don't really want to mess with it too much. This year's bullpen is like the dragon is coming out of the cave, fire breathing, getting all the knights before they even have a chance of getting within a mile of the cave." That's a stud. That's a stud response. Man.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this bullpen. Like, again, you can have Graveman, Kelly, Keuchel, and Hendricks. And then you still have guys like Crochet in the bullpen, Aaron Bummer. We're easily 6-7 deep.
You say you're
in
crocheting?
The bullpen. Garrett Crochet.
Needle and crochet. Oh, yeah, I don't know
Garrett
socks.
Crochet.
Thought you were.
That was pretty well versed.
Thought you were talking about your hobby.
Thought
you were talking about your hobby.
No, but good try.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the Cubs?
So what about the Cubs? It's not
What do you
talking
think? How do you think how do you think they're doing so far?
Oh man, it's really hard to tell. Their offense is kind of anemic. Um, they've got a couple players hitting decently, but they still Nicky Herner barely. He hasn't even had a hit yet.
Yeah, he went over 3 today.
Madrigal, I think he appeared in one of the games recently. He didn't play today though.
No, he did not.
I don't know. So Stroman good. Hendricks didn't have a great start. I mean, their record's 3-2. They've been competitive. I don't know. It's kind of. I'm not too excited about it. Really, Suzuki hasn't really hit either. I mean, we've seen some BP of him. They really haven't put out like a really good starting lineup. The one concern that's been out there for Cubs fans is Wilson Contreras. There's been rumors about the Cubs maybe trading him. Same with Kimbrel, by the way. That's been coming up a lot on Sports Radio Talk about Kimbrel being unloaded by April 5th. I was hearing a lot of chatter about it today.
We've talked about this on previous episodes, right? As a Sox fan, I don't see.
Keep it. No,
I don't see how you. I don't see how you can keep. You're spending basically over $34 million on 2 guys in your bullpen right now, and both of them. And at some point last year, they were the top relievers in each league. At some point last year, right?
Yeah.
Hendricks is our guy. Hendricks is our closer. There's absolutely no doubt about that, right? We have enough arms in the bullpen, both lefties and righties, to set this up. The question is who's going to need a closer? Because we're going to be able to get what we want. Someone's going to need a closer. It's just a matter of how long do we hang on to him.
So one of the biggest things also is like Cubs and Sox. We've got money to spend. We're not spending it. Although, I mean, the Sox have a pretty high payroll. But, hey, they have an opportunity to win a championship right now this year.
Absolutely.
Either they've got something rolled up their sleeves or they're waiting for like an all-star trade and hoping that this collective team puts it together and can make a run. But, like, I do not understand why they are not looking for a right fielder. Or even a backup catcher, right? Could they use a backup catcher?
Yeah, they have enough guys. They got Zach Collins, who I think is going to be your catcher of the future. He's got a good bat. He's just got to learn how to catch a little bit better. He did a great job last year, and I think he just needs more time behind the plate. Seby Zavala came up last year and did a great job when Yasmani Grandal went down. So I think we got 3 capable guys back there. It's just a matter. I don't think you're going to keep 3 catchers all season. So one of those guys is going to have to go back to the minor leagues. I think it's going to be Seby Zavala is going to be the odd man out. I think you got to keep Zach Collins up because he is a left-handed bat off the bench, and he needs more time at major league, catching major league pitching.
Well, that was the buzz on the sports radio today.
Yeah, and I think. Look, I think if we're going to trade, for a right fielder, everybody knows we're looking for a right fielder, so the price is going to be high, right? But
did Conforto get picked up yet?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard that either, but that's been.
Did Castellanos get signed by somebody?
Phillies.
Nick Castellanos signed with someone? Okay.
Yeah, Philly. With Schwarber. They're gonna be a contender too. The Cubs, by the way, just to go back to the Cubs because we're really concentrating too much on the South Side. The Cubs have Wade Miley hurt.
No such thing.
They've got David Bodie hurt. They've got Ian Happ hurt. Edbert Alzolay, one of their starting pitchers, hurt. Ian Happ is hurt. And then they got Cody Hoyer, who is out for Tommy John surgery. So it's not a lot to be excited about until they get some of these players back. So there you go for the Cubs, buddy. Back to your Sox.
The ball's going to be flying out of Wrigley this year. Let's put it this way.
Play him? When the Sox play him, you mean?
all I'm gonna say is that there's gonna be a lot of balls thrown back into field of play from the bleachers this season by Cubs fans. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know about that. The starting lineup,
which, by the way, is a really stupid thing to do. I don't get that. As a Sox fan, I don't understand that at all. Why on earth Cubs fans feel the need to throw the ball back after a home run?
As far as I know, it started in the early 80s as bleacher bums, man, when you could buy $4 tickets to be in the bleachers, and you didn't like the other team, so you threw it back, dude. You were to your home team. Well,
you're going to hang on to a foul. You're going to hang on to a foul ball that's hit by a opposing player, but then if it's a home run, while you've got the souvenir in your hand, you know what? I'm going to throw this back.
They'll pummel you if you don't. So, yeah.
Someone's got to step up and change that tradition.
All right, well, let's bring you to the Cubs game. Let's do it.
Yeah, listen. Okay, we're going to go to a Cubs game, and if I catch it, I'm going to be probably wearing my Sox jersey, and I'm going to keep the ball.
Oh man,
you might be the first guy to throw me overboard. By the way,
get beaten.
You might be the first guy to throw me over to the Wolves. I don't know this guy.
I won't sit next to you. I'll do the same at the Sox game. I wouldn't go to a Sox game with the Cubs uniform, man. I've been at some of those games, and they're like, "Kill that Cubs fan." It's not pretty.
Well,
I don't want that. So
listen, there's going to be plenty of room on the bandwagon this year. Anyone wants to come on over to the South Side and jump on that bandwagon, there's room for always room for one more.
Well, I want to be a Sox fan, buddy. So
I'll take you to a game this year.
You're gonna teach me this way.
We'll do an episode from the while we're tailgating outside.
Could we bring our gloves too?
Play sure, we'll bring gloves.
Dad, thanks, Dad.
Shout out to our friend Cole. We'll invite him and Joe also. We'll invite those guys to come along with us, and of course, Sox fans also. They're on the right side of town. So shout out to those guys, and we'll bring them along.
Before we go, Carl, what do you think about possibly teaming up with or being guests or bringing somebody in here from another podcast? You think we're ready for that yet?
I think. Well, are they ready for it?
Are they ready for it, dude?
That's the question. Right?
All right. Well,
or are they ready for our level? Are they ready for our level of sports acumen and stupidity? Are they ready for that? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know what? If anybody is interested, they should, also.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in, teaming up on a podcast with us, feel free to go ahead and hit us up. Hit us with DMs on Twitter.
We want to talk Bulls, Bears, all Windy City stuff.
You know what? They're going to be our guests. But let's let them choose.
That's what I'm saying. What do you
let them choose? We're not going to dictate that. We're going to be gracious hosts.
I am asking them. Jesus.
Thanks, everyone's been tuning in. We really do appreciate it. We've hit our 100 subscriber mark, which for us is kind of a big deal. May not be to a lot of you, but for us it's kind of a big deal. Now we're shooting for the 150 mark. So if you haven't had a chance yet, hit that subscribe button down below. If you enjoy our antics and everything we bring here to the table here talking about Chicago sports, hit the like button. Even if you don't like us, hit the like button anyway. Hit the bell when you get notified of future episodes. And don't forget to hit us up on Twitter at Windy City Dig. Feel free to subscribe, hit us up there. We do polls almost every day as far as like what's going on in Chicago sports.
You're trying to tweeze your eyebrows.
We'd love to hear what you guys think about the current state of Chicago sports, Cubs, Sox, Bears,
need some
Bulls, even though the Bulls are struggling a little bit right now, but it's a good time of year, right? I mean, draft is coming up. The Bears are still going to be talked about. Bulls look like they're going to be in the playoffs. Bears, Cubs and Sox are going to be playing soon. Good time.
My buddy called me sexy. Yeah, it's all good, man. Peace out.
Who did?
Who dat?
Later, everyone. Peace.
Dig ya.